Hey guys, what's up? My name's Alicia if you're new here, and in today's video, it is actually the day after Christmas whenever I am filming, but I picked up the two limited edition palettes from Oden's Eye, and I didn't do a look with either one of these, so I wanted to put a Christmas look up at least using one of these palettes. So I did pick up the Christmas Eve palette as well as the Merry Christmas palette, and in today's video this look is going to be featuring the Merry Christmas palette, and I just thought it was a fun, smoky green, sparkly look. I love how dimensional these shimmers are from Oden's Eye, and so yeah, that is what we're going to be doing in today's video. So just a little background as far as Oden's Eye is concerned. They are based out of Sweden, so this will take a little bit longer to get to you, but they are actually pretty quick as far as the shipping is concerned. I usually get these in 2 weeks or less from when I place the order. So very fast as far as the processing goes as an indie brand. Now let's look at this packaging. The packaging is absolutely beautiful. The gold is raised on this palette. And I mean, just all the way around. You open it up, you do have a mirror in here, and then this is what the inside of the palette looks like. So you're getting 16 different eyeshadows. In today's look, I used 7 out of the 16 shades, so almost half of this palette is on my eyelids today. And everything performed amazing, as you will see in the tutorial. This retails for $43.90. Like I said, this was a limited edition collection, this as well as the Christmas Eve palette, and I will kind of show you that one as well. Same deal, except instead of gold, the silver on this one is raised, and this is a more cool tones palette, whereas this one is going to be more warm toned. This one again has a mirror, and this is the color story in this one. Now on Christmas Eve, I did do a look with this palette, and I used these blues, all of the deep colors in this palette, and this blue in particular is stunning. It is so sparkly, it lasts all day, doesn't fade. These were amazing. This blue as well, absolutely beautiful. So anyway, what I'm saying so far is that the quality on these I have been super impressed with. These both retail for $43.90. Oden's Eye has got a ton of different palettes on their website, so these were limited edition. They did sell out, and they have since been discontinued. So this palette is for anybody that got this palette. It is such a good one, and I wanted to put a look up for you guys that I know picked this up as well. If you do not have this palette, you can use shades that are similar in your collection and get the same type of a look. So let's go ahead, and I think first off I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some swatches. Alright guys, so here is that palette all swatched out, and you can tell how stunning these shimmers are. They're so eye-catching, so blinding. I have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one in the look that I am wearing today. I think that's all of them, but yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Alright guys, so to start this look off, I'm going to go into the matte kind of sagey green in this palette. It's called New Leaf, and I'm taking a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend that all throughout the crease. That's what I'm going to put down just as the groundwork to kind of blend some of these darker shades onto it. This is like a true sage green. At first, I felt like it was applying a little bit patchy, so you'll see me just building this color up here. And overall, I do feel like I got a nice solid, laying down of the color and that it was like blending out nicely. Next, you'll see me going in with a smaller little blending brush, and I'm going into that darker matte green shade, and this one is called Christmas Tree. And you'll see me just placing that in the outer corner of my lid, and then I am kind of blending that up into the direct crease, like right where my eye socket is, and just blending that out. To add a little bit more dimension, I thought I could add in hot cocoa and just kind of place that right over where I did the shade Christmas Tree. I just thought that it would let me get a little bit more depth out of that dark green Christmas Tree shade by layering another layer of the green on top of that red. I just thought it would add a little bit more deepness and richness to that color, and I do think that it did that overall. I think it just made the base of that green darker, and that's exactly what I was going for, so I'm really happy with that. I feel like those two colors blended together so nicely. Laying down red before you lay down like a black or like a dark shade like that to do a smoky eye is kind of like a common thing. Now I'm going in with my finger and that green sparkly deep shade called New Year, and I'm packing that all over my lid. This is such a creamy shade. It is so impactful right from the get-go. So sparkly and shiny and light catching. I absolutely love it. Now I'm going in between two different shades. I'm going in between Christmas Tree and that dark red that we were using, hot cocoa, and again I'm just kind of deepening up that outer edge and crease area with that small blending brush. And I'm also using that small blending brush to kind of brush any glitter away in the crease. Same brush, and I'm going in with that sagey green matte shade again, New Leaf, and I'm just brushing this right on the outer edges, just trying to blend out that deeper color. And basically what I was realizing is that this green was a little bit too dark. I felt like it still just looked really deep. I am going to come back to that, but in the meantime, I'm going in with my finger and I'm going into the shade Snowman. This shade is so interesting. It's really kind of more like a topper shade. It doesn't have a strong base. If anything, it would make your eyelid look kind of wet. And it does have like lime green sparkles all throughout it. So pretty. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going back in with a big fluffy brush, and you can see me there just dipping in between New Leaf, that sagey green matte, and the lighter like kind of pastel green, which is called Best Wish, and I am just brushing that all along the edges just to blend everything out. Going in with a liner brush, I'm going into Happy Ending, which is the black in this palette, and I'm just using that as a liner all along my upper lash line. So I am just going to take my time and build that up here. This is actually a pretty good black. I just always like to start with a little and build up just because it's easier to add than take away. And this is just going to enhance the lash line, make my lashes look a little thicker. That's it for the top lashes. Moving on to the lower lashes, I'm going in with a little pencil brush, and again that sagey green shade, which is New Leaf, and I am just going to brush that all along my lower lash line. This is such a pretty shade. I love this shade just by itself as well. I think that in general would be really pretty too. That with like the snowman shade just kind of brushed over it, I think would be so pretty. Now going in with a little smudger brush, I am going to go into that dark green matte shade again, which was Christmas Tree, and I am just going to smudge this along the outer third of my lower lash line. And you'll see that I'm just taking my time and really connecting that to the top lashes. And I'm even going to bring this darker green shade up into the crease just a little bit, just on that very, very outermost edge. I really just feel like that helps to kind of lift the eye in general. Then I'm taking a fluffier brush and I'm again dipping in between those two lighter green matte shades, Best Wish and New Leaf, and I am just running that along the outer edges just to kind of match what we have going up on the top lashes. And I really love the effect that gives, just kind of buffing everything out. Going in with another little pencil brush, I'm going into the highlighter that I'm wearing for today. You could use any highlighter that you were wearing that day. This happens to be Rose Ink in the shade Brilliant Cream highlighter. And I am just placing that on the inner corner of my eye, kind of bringing it up into that inner socket as well. And then I am also going to brush that on the lower lash line on the inner third. And I also did place this under the brow as well. All right, I'm just going to finish up the other eye, and this is the finished look. Okay, so actually whenever I am filming this outro, this eye look has been on my eyes at this point for probably like 3-4 hours. So it has worn extremely well. It looks the same as like right now as when I applied it. And I love how dimensional and just eye-catching these shimmers are. I really do think that these palettes are special, and I mean, $43 for 16 different shades. I feel like that is not a bad price per shade. Every color in this palette, I love this. I feel like as far as poppy shades go in here, like these two are your poppiest colors in this palette. Everything else I feel like is really, really very easily wearable. So I don't know. I love this palette. And also I did mention the Christmas Eve palette. I loved this one as well. And I actually prefer this color story. If you guys would like to see a look with this one, let me know. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.